Recording. Yeah. Hi, Johanne. How are you doing? Congratulations on achieving your PMP in your first attempt. I think it took about 3 weeks for you. Three and a half weeks.
Yes, I guess after the course it was finished.
Okay.
I had about 3.5 weeks
Uh-huh.
prepare and was able to accomplish the PMP certification in one shot. And all of it had to do with really being able to listen to the instructions you gave, especially towards the end, during the one-on-one mentoring. That was very, very helpful.
Okay.
What people don't realize is if you don't take the tests, especially the mock tests, you have it really helps to have that, and that was your big advice. You were encouraging me to what material to go over, how to prepare for the mock test, and then you gave the instruction of accomplishing as many mock tests as I can. And at first I was like so shocked, but now I totally really thought it was a huge help, because it already got me in the right mind frame of getting used to taking the test, and understanding how to approach the test. And I think I shared with you some of my points. One of the big approaches that you stressed before was the process of elimination. How made that work for me is I needed to write it down, A, B, C, D, and then scratch it out, because then it became so apparent which one was the best answer. And then it was like, okay, done, next. Instead of, going over it again and again and wasting time, to read each one very carefully and just eliminate them to get the right answer. And one other thing that I did was I would put the question first. And I did that because it helped me to be like, okay, I'm looking to, what do I need to do to avoid, to prevent, or what to do next, to do first. So it already got my mind into visualizing the question in the right way. And that was the other tip and approach, was visualizing the ask, and imagine you're the product manager, and the stakeholder is coming to you, and your team is in the other room, and all these things. And what's amazing is, because of the training that we got, the first thing that came to mind, usually was right. and so I would before I read the answers, I would think like, okay, what would be the logical step? Well, it's a risk. I have to put in the risk register. And then when I looked at the answers, the one that wasn't eliminated, and that sounded right. Like, if, let's say, I eliminated 2, and there was one, that went to the risks register, and one that went to another document, I knew it was the risk register. I picked it. I moved on. So really, taking the mock test, really using the methods that you were talking about, really would allow me to to get through the test quickly, and to put my time on the things I need to get figured out, on the more difficult expert questions. And so, when it comes to the expert questions, I really appreciate the fact that you kept saying to us to go over the PMBOK and the Agile books. That was really, really helpful, because I saw, the PMBOK especially, it gave you the why, explain the why. And I think that if you know the underlying principles, it would be really helpful. And just give you an idea, some of the underlying principles that I was seeing was, the keywords, looking for keywords. PMI is trying to make sure that you understand why something is what it is, and where is it useful, and how is it useful. So when you see some keywords, automatically I knew, like, okay, this is, I need to be looking for this. And sometimes the reason you want to do the mock test is because a lot of times when you go through the questions, they will tell you, oh, these answers did not address the situation. And I was like, wow, like, why am I picking questions that are not addressing the situation? So it really look at like the way I read it, really need to hone in on what is the situation that needs to be addressed. Because you know, it looks like one of their principles is to try to, you know, give you answers that look like it's addressing it or it's using some of the right words, but it's not really addressing the real issue. And so once you realize that that's what they're trying to help to see if you can decipher, then you really honed in on the keywords and what they're addressing. The other thing was knowing when to escalate and when to consult. That was the thing that I noticed. PMI would try to like put you in many different situations, and they will put many options. Should we escalate it? Should we consult? Should we do this? And then so you start knowing, okay, this is when you escalate, this is when you consult, this is when you do. And again, just by it's really taking the mock test again and again that you start seeing, oh, escalating always seems to be the answer when this situation happens, or you know, they always promote consulting in this situation. You know, and so I started seeing that. Another important principle that I got from doing the test again and again was, you know, to really think clearly step by step. PMI really likes order. They really like things to be done in the proper way. And so you really need to take one step after another. And what they'll do is they'll give you options that skip certain steps. And they want to see, are you going to catch that? You know, or are you going to say, nope, we need to do this first. So that was one thing. And then, my favorite, another favorite principle that started showing up a lot: analyze and assess first. They'll say there's a situation, and you know, there's this solution and that solution and this solution, and then the option that says, you know, assess the root cause or analyze, you know, the situation, and you know, then blah 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 blah. That usually is the right answer, because at PMI, see, are you going to jump into a solution, or are you first going to make sure you understand the problem first so you can find the best solution for the situation? So that's another kind of principle that showed up. Another one is making your team a priority and being proactive. So they'll give you options where you either ignore it or you wait, or you know, I'm always suspicious of those. You know, I usually disqualify those right away, because when it comes to the team, especially, they always, you know, their view is the project manager is always proactive, always looking to walk with the solution, to you know, do what needs to be taken for a situation to not escalate or get worse. And then another one is consensus. You know, whenever they give you options where they're like, oh, you know, just do this and just tell people this is what you did. Usually that's wrong, because they're looking for consensus, that you know, the answer that talks about all the stakeholders and discussing it with the stakeholders, have a meeting with the stakeholders to decide something. And then the last principle was in Agile, coaching and encouraging and empowering is big. So any answer to an Agile situation where the project manager is doing it himself, or commanding or directing or telling the team what to do, usually is because that's not at all the Agile way. You know, as far as the project manager with the team. So those are some of like, those principles came out of doing the mock tests again and again, and reviewing my wrong answer and realizing that, okay, I tend to be getting a lot of these wrong, and why? And I realized that I was violating a particular principle all the time. And that's how I got these principles. And once I realized that the principles, my score dramatically started going up in my mock test, and you know, definitely allowed me to be able to pass first year.
In fact, I'm very, very happy for you, the kind of excitement which you showed in terms of sharing your experience. I think it will be handy for everyone. I still recollect that early morning time when I had to wake you up. Hey, you had to meet me for reviewing how to prepare because couple of days to go for your exam. You hope you
Yes.
remember.
Yeah. So the time difference, it was like, oh wait.
So you're in PST, I am in IST, but that's how we aligned and made sure that you got the right
Yes.
discussion. Okay, fantastic, good. So how was the distribution of your questions, agile versus predictive? Did you had 50-50 or is it more of agile?
Oh my gosh, it was like, I would say more like 60-40, 60 agile, be more predictive. Yeah, it was very, very situational, very situational. And a lot of, they're going from predictive to agile, or they're going into a hybrid, or so a lot of questions like that. I would definitely say almost 60% of the questions were related somehow to the particular approach of the project, and especially going from more predictive to more hybrid or agile.
More of hybrid and agile. Okay, good. Very nice. And how about calculations? You had many calculations?
No. This was a big shock, but I guess they're not worried about it, with the calculations. I had a couple of, CPI and SPI and SVCV questions, but not too much. And then there was a few, kind of calculating by percentages, the risk and impact and things like that. But for the most part, I think I used my calculator 3 times, maybe. So.
Okay, great. Sounds good. And how about the first 60, next 60, and third 60 questions? What were like initial difficult, easy, medium, second difficult, easy, medium?
I think I would definitely say the first 60 took me by surprise. There were a lot of difficult questions, and I kind of rattled me a little bit. And I was like, whoa, what was that? And then I calmed down, and I really was like, I need to make sure my 60 are perfect to make up for whatever mistakes I made in my first one. Once I focused and calmed down, definitely the second set and the third set went much smoothly. But I think it definitely, I would say, like, difficult questions and expert questions that were on the PMI study hall, they were definitely at that level. They were definitely maybe 1 or 2 easies, but the rest were all not even easies, I would say moderate, but the rest were difficult and expert level. So what I did is, those questions you told me to do, the 2023 questions, what I did is I skipped the easy ones and I've just focused on the difficult and expert. And I tried to make sure, try to get the right answer, and then immediately review and see, did I get it right? And then again, went back to my principles and say, oh, what principle did I miss? And that again kind of helped reaffirm, how do I approach these questions? What are they looking for?
Nice. Very nice. Excellent. So what is your one recommendation for people who are going to go for PMP examination? Anyone in the industry, they are like applying for PMP examination. What is that one recommendation, one single recommendation you will give it to them so that they can prepare well? And what is the time frame you will give it to them from your side if they have to prepare? So
they take lots and lots of mock tests. Make sure you understand those underlying principles. And I really don't think you can figure it out until you take a lot of the mock tests. Review your mistakes, discover the approaches that work for you, to get to the answer as quickly as possible so you don't waste time. And did I mention, take lots and lots?
Very nice. Excellent. And the right ones, right ones. So get in touch with your mentors. They will guide you which one to pick up the right ones. I'm not going to promote anything right now. Just I'm telling that you can reach out to the right mentors who can guide you with right selection of what mock should take.
Yes.
Also, I promised you a gift. I remember I promised a gift for.
Yes.
Yeah. So within 6 weeks, anyone who cracks, right? But you cracked it in 3 weeks, so you definitely deserve that gift. I'm coming out with a program on 22nd of April, where I'm creating this entire practical program with 10 days workshop, and post 10 days workshop, there is a mentoring and everything which I'm including. So that, people who come there are selected people. Not everyone gets a chance. Only selected people will come into my sessions. That's my independent session, where it will be done from 9 a.m. EST to 12:30 noon EST. And during that time, I'm also preparing. For that, I'm also preparing all the practical tools in a portal. So I have got benefits register, benefits realization register, the risk registers, and a lot of things which I have used in my day-to-day life over the last 23 years. I'm going to put it across in a very structured way in a portal. And by end of May, it will be all ready. So I'll get you that access once I am having it in place. That's a promise from my side, John, for you.
Good.
So thank you so much once again. I wish you all the best. And with that, I would like to end the interview, and then I'll have a separate conversation continued. Thank you so much, Johanne.
Well,
thank you.